apologize about the lighting, but this is going to be a great video. So you don't even have to watch. Just listen, pay attention, take some notes, and it's going to be a cold video. Do what you want to do. I'm not going to advocate this. I'm not going to say men need to go around running around like this, but I'm going to teach you guys or tell you guys, one of the best ways to get women if you're struggling to get women. Number one, guys, I don't even know if I'm going to have more than this, but number one is you got to play the fantasy. And what I mean by the fantasy, what do we know women want? Women want, a man that's not emotional, a man that's, stoic, a man that knows what he wants, a man that knows what kind of woman he wants, a man that knows what kind of woman he's dealing with, and then how to move from there. So that's important to understand, but once you understand that and you can play the fantasy, women want to have fun. Women want a man, and there's a lot of men out here acting like little boys. There's a lot of men out here, stuttering, looking away when they talk to them, cat calling them, approaching women, right? You may even do this shit. You may even be approaching bitches, but expecting for them to reject you before you even approach. So they feel that energy. They see it on your face. They see it on how you talk. You have no real confidence in you. You have no real swagger. And bitches don't like that shit. It's better for you to play the fantasy of that cool ass motherfucker. You gotta be that cool ass motherfucker that doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give a fuck if you get cheeks or not. And it's a little bit hard too, right? Because it doesn't happen much, but I've ran into a few girls where their personalities were cool. They might have had other guys on their roster. They might have had other hoes. So the game I was running, it wasn't really, fitting for them. You know what I'm saying? If niggas are simping, telling this girl over here that, she's a princess or she's this, and that, when she asks me what kind of women I talk to, tell her straight up, I don't like women that have a lot of guy friends. I don't want women that don't see a problem with just turning up around, just all dudes and shit. Which is fine if you want to think it's insecurity. The bitch got no girlfriends. Like, if that bitch got no girls as friends, it's a problem, in my opinion. I'm just going to tell you now, if no one's told you, don't say that shit, because a lot of women will think that's insecurity. If you're just trying to get cheeks, bro, just play the fantasy. Like, why fuck it up? And I'm not saying, like, pretend to be someone you're not. That's not what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's just understand the kind of woman you're dealing with. If you over here saying, like, oh, I don't deal with girls that talk to a lot of guys, and she talks to a lot of guys, but you're only trying to be friend with benefits, you guys are only trying to, like, hook up, then, that doesn't make sense to shoot yourself in the foot. So you men have to understand what kind of woman that you're dealing with, just so you know what kind of game you can run on her. A woman's a reflection of you. You have to understand that. So if you're trying to have fun, and unless she's like a good girl or a church girl or has like morals or something, but this on average, bro, like these girls, like, let's just be fucking real for a second. These girls are fucking, these girls are fucking, these girls are fucking. So if you're trying to fuck, understand what the fuck I'm trying to say. If you're trying to have sex, most of these girls, bro, they have a lot of options. You know what I'm saying? They like what they see. You might be having, you might have that mouthpiece, you might have that body game, you might have the look she wants. So why, if you're trying to have sex, would you shoot yourself in the foot? You need to play the fantasy just for both of you guys. You know what I'm saying? You like, and for a lot of dudes that might be listening and they'll be like, oh, he's telling you to pretend to be something you're not. Let's just be real, right? Say you're going in for a job interview. You're not going to just be cussing, smelling like alcohol, like weed and shit at a job interview. You're still going to be yourself, but you're going to portray, your good side, your good images to your job, right? And that's what you need to be doing with women. Women do it already. Women, bro, the only time you're going to see a woman in her true colors is when she's angry, when you have her like that, as far as you're on her mind, you got her emotional, you got her, feeling all kind of fucking emotions. And when she's mad at you, you do something, you guys get in an argument, you might have talked to another girl, might even damn near smash another girl she found out. That's when you see a woman's true colors. That's when, she might say whatever she truly feels and thinks at that situation. But, I mean, if you never hooked up with this girl, right, you have no ties to her. She doesn't really give a fuck. She might be a nice person. She might want to get to know you. She might want to have, a good time with you, but you not understanding what kind of woman she is. And the point of me saying this is, if you're trying to have a good time, but when you finally do smash, you're, cuddling, you're telling her you like her, you love her, it's not congruent. And then that's when she starts developing feelings and saying, what are we? Just because, you're loving on her, you're not playing the right character. You're not playing the right fantasy. So if you're trying to actually date some bitches, right, you're really trying to date a girl, then your strategy might have to be somewhat different. It's going to be the same, but it's going to have to be somewhat different because your goals are different. But a lot of guys out here, virgins, haven't had sex with X amount of women. I mean, whatever. Bro, it's just because you don't understand what kind of man you are. You don't understand what kind of woman you want right now. And you don't even understand what kind of woman you're dealing with in the current situation. You can't be, bro, I learned this shit, I think, when I was 13, bro. So 13 fucking years ago, bro. So me and my homeboy John, we went to the football game, right? We went to a high school varsity football game. And he pulls up on something. And then the one I pull up on, she was something serious too. Like they were both solid. And I remember my homeboy, he had his girl locked in. Like he was smooth. He was handling his business. And this don't have, like, even, like, it happened. It's probably happened, I believe, 2 or 3 times where, I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. My voice was probably like high pitched at the time too. So it's like, hey, yeah, like this some cringe shit. And I just remember her face like this, like, and she just grabbed her friend. She's like, oh, we got to go. And the reason why I'm sharing this, bro, is because I will always remember that, bro. I know and understand what the fuck what I do wrong, and I fix my problems because I understand that if I approach people, if I approach women, then that shit cannot be happening. I have to understand what kind of guy I am, what kind of game I have. You know what I'm saying? What, how people perceive me. If women perceive you as the bad boy, or they perceive you as this and that, and you're over there being emotional, you're over there being high energy, it's not congruent, it's not fitting. So you have to understand these things. You might have to fuck up, you might have to get rejected. And like I said, bro, there's really been 2 situations, and the second one was kind of similar as well. Just, this high energy motherfucker. I was still in high school as well the second time. But after that shit, like, it's never happened again. Like nowadays, like when I approach women, like the success rate of just having right, of just having a conversation is just natural. I mean, even just getting a number, like a number is really not anything to me, because I understand, after a point of time, like if you get a girl's number, that doesn't necessarily mean, you're gonna smash her, she's gonna text back. She might have a boyfriend. Have a game that fucking fits you. If you are high energy, say the script, because the time you're quiet, the time you're not saying much, people are gonna think shit's wrong with you. If you are trying to have a good time, right? If you're trying to have a girlfriend, you're trying to, find the main one, that's a whole nother conversation. You guys are like, oh, I'm scared to talk to women. Oh, I'm trying to have sex. Oh, I'm trying to do this and that. Bro, understand, you have to be a man that understands what he wants. He knows himself, knows what kind of woman he's dealing with. And of course, understanding female nature and having the mouthpiece behind it after that. That's what needs to be happening. That's what needs to be done if you're trying to be in the game. And one thing I need to start doing too is like talking more about the game, because body game does help. Body game is important. Body game does give you interaction, but having a mouthpiece and understanding, how to talk to women, like reading the body language, reading the energy, you know, and understanding that, not even sometimes, understanding that when you have a conversation with somebody, there's also, room to jab. There might be time to, throw a hook or something. It might be time to throw, switch it up in the conversation to go for that knockout punch. And I'm gonna end it like this to make it more sense, guys. You have to play the game to win. That's just what I'm really trying to say. You have to play the game to win. You can't be one of these guys thinking that you're just gonna magically get girls once you're successful, once you have money, once you have a body. Bro, we know many men that have money, that have a good body, that get cheated on, that get disrespected, right? So you have to play the game to win. You have to actually understand women. You have to actually, fail at certain things. The only way to know is to fail so you grow. You dig what I'm saying? So when you fail at something, you're not necessarily failing. Like when I got rejected by that girl when I was 13, I didn't necessarily fail, but I learned and I grew through my failures. And that way, when people, hear me talk, when I approach women now, they think I'm confident. Well, not they think, they know I'm confident. They know I have experience. They know I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But little do they know, there's only like about 2 or 3 interactions, back in my younger days, back in my rookie days, where I was like, you know what? I don't ever want that shit to happen again. You might not always catch that dub in the moment. You can't always win every single battle, but you can definitely motherfucker win the war. You can definitely, get that bad bitch at the end of the day that you want, once you actually understand female nature, actually have body game, actually understand what you want, actually understand what kind of woman she is, and then, playing that fantasy role that, she wants you to be, and then who you are as well. You know what I'm saying? She's a high energy ass bitch, and you a nonchalant ass nigga. That shit gonna piss her off, but that shit gonna make her pussy wet. I ain't gonna just get into why, but if you listen to the message of this video, you should already understand why. You should already know why. Because these bitches, want niggas that are on their purpose, that understand women, understand bitches, understand themselves. And then once you understand yourself, that's how you get the bitch. That's how you catch the bitch. But a lot of motherfuckers are thinking like, oh, I'm smooth because of body game. I'm smooth because of this. I got it because of this. You don't even understand the bitch. What's even worse is you don't even understand yourself. You think that just because you had one girl or you fucked one bitch that you understand the game, but when a bad bitch that's out of your league gets in front of you, you start, bro, the game doesn't change just because of the bitch. You just see how solid your game is when, the attractiveness of a woman goes up. But the game's the same whether she's an attractive bitch or an ugly bitch. It's just your perception of it. And it's easier said than done, right? You might have to fail a few more times with some bad bitches to understand they're no different from regular bitches. But understand that you have to figure out what you want. You have to figure out what's in front of you, and then maneuver best to play that fantasy. So like I said, you can do what the fuck you want to do. I'm not going to say this is like, what you have to do. But if you're a virgin, if you're not having sex, and you don't understand these things, you need to take, 2 or 3, not even 2 or 3, you need to take like fucking 20 or 30 fucking steps back. Stop thinking about having sex. Stop thinking about getting a number. And I mean, shit, right? Like there's so many steps, like from getting the number to sex, there's still steps in between that. So let's take it back from like the number to the conversation. You need to start working on that stage before you start worrying about hooking up with bitches. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? I had to at 13, I had to, figure out that small little thing. That way, you know, when I'm 14, 15, I was already a smooth pimp. You know what I'm saying? I was already getting hate in high school for sure for approaching women, approaching some baddies. Right? I might not have seen it all, but I've seen a decent bit to give you guys some game and share some game with y'all. Cause a lot of y'all need to hear it, bro. A lot of y'all need to understand what it really is. Um, Understand what women are. You know, they want to have fun. They're hypergamous. Understand in 2023, they want to have fun more than ever. So don't have this fantasy that, oh, just being myself or just being this will get me bitches. I'm not saying, bro, being yourself can't get you bitches, but if it could, you know, you would be getting some results right now. So you actually got to understand, do you know yourself? Do you know what you want? Do you actually understand woman? Do you actually understand this female nature, this body game, this, you know, what I'm trying to teach you guys in only games, man. You know what I'm saying? So figure that shit out, man. We out.